Friends, it's Simone. I'm here today with a Stuck Sketches process video. This is the sketch that Laura Whitaker created, and this is the interpretation that I made. I am starting with this cut file. It is from the Paper Issues store, and then I'm just flicking through the papers that I pulled. There is some Cocoa Daisy exclusive papers. This one in the background is from One Canoe 2. I think it was the Creekside collection, but I don't really know. I know it also came in a Cocoa Daisy kit, and I think that was in the fall sometime, maybe September, maybe August. I don't really know. Yeah, and now I'm priming my background with gesso because I want to use some mixed media. Actually, I want to use watercolors. And I'm just adding the gesso not to tune out the background because I actually really like that. And you will see, and I will tell you later what I like about it. And but I want to use watercolors, and water doesn't really go well with pattern paper, so I needed to add a coating layer. This is a really old for me, let's say old for me paper from Studio Calico. It came in a kit that I purchased when I was still living in Germany, maybe in 2014, beginning of 2015. And yeah, I'm a hoarder. I usually buy stuff and then I just let it sit there and wait until I use it, because I can't use it when it's still fresh because it's so pretty. I am backing my photos on this pattern paper that I just talked to you about, and I was debating in the beginning if I wanted to back the photos as a strip or if I'm going to cut them apart, and then I decided I was going to cut them apart because I really like the movement that this brings to my photos. It's not as static as the sketch looks. And since I'm going to use mixed media and this cut file, yeah, it wouldn't be it would just be counterproductive. That's not what I want to say. It wouldn't go with my design, or that's at least how I feel about it. I just showed you a stamp set from Feed Your Craft that was in their kit, the black and white kit. I don't really know the name. It was a kit that was completely black and white. It had black and white embellishments and all different patterns that you could play. Maybe it was called pattern play. That's what I would love to call it. And since I had stars in my cut file, I thought it would be really great to also stamp some of those tiny stars on the background. Now I'm actually going to do that all the way in the end when I have already stuck down most of my things, because yeah, because I'm not sure until then if I really want to add it. And then I'm going with a yellow, orange, red color scheme. I took that color scheme from the photos. My son is wearing a black jacket that has a red zipper, and he wears a pirate's hat with yellow. And since it was a really great day that day and everything was really gray and dreary, and he wasn't very happy with everything, those colors were, black was a dominant color in the picture and gray, and then I just thought I would just pull out those colors to tie them in. And that's how I chose the pattern papers and the watercolor for my background. And you can see me using a heat tool all the time because, yeah, it is very tedious to wait for the colors to dry. And you just saw me placing my photo and the cut file on top of it, and that helped me decide that I actually want to fill the whole circle. In the beginning, I was just thinking about adding mixed media right behind where the photos are and where the stars were going to be, because I thought it would look like kind of an explosion. But I really like that I went with it and filled the whole circle, but not in a not that it was like really a circle, but more that it still looks like it could be behind the cut file. So, now why did I choose the cut file? Actually, I was looking for something else on the Paper Issues store, and then I flipped through all of the cut files. I was looking for the font that they have that you can back. And then I saw this and I was like, wow, that would look really great with those photos that I had already printed on black. And it matched the idea of those circles behind. And so I went with this idea, and I'm really, really happy I did. I think I managed to do a boy layout on a pink pattern paper that really looks very, very boyish. So yeah, I chose pattern papers, and I'm not really using many embellishments at all. I'm backing the bigger stars with pattern papers because in the beginning, again, I thought I might just let the watercolor shine through, but I felt it needed a little bit more, and backing the smaller or the bigger hearts with orange and then the smaller ones, hearts, did I just say hearts? I meant stars, with orange just makes them pop, especially down there at where the photo cluster is going to be. I needed that star to be there and to be visible, and it wouldn't have been visible without it being backed. And can I go off on a tangent here just for a second? I really don't like calling a layout a boy layout or a girl layout, because I think you can make a boy layout or a girl layout with any color in the universe. I really don't think that a color has a gender per se, and so that's why I always have all the colors in consideration for any of the layouts that I make, because I don't think that way. And when I tell you that I made a boy page, it means what is widely perceived as boy colors, and a boy page is because it's not obviously pink and purple, and it doesn't use hearts and butterflies. But yeah, if my son had worn something completely different, this layout might have turned out completely different. I might have used butterflies, hearts, glitter, and whatever, because yeah, I don't think that way. Just wanted to make you aware of something that we always try to don't associate with our kids or help our kids to not make these decisions, but then we talk in scrapbooking about girl pages and boy pages, which I find a bit strange. Yeah, if you have an opinion about that, because obviously I am very opinionated about this, leave a comment below and let me hear your thoughts on that. I would love to discuss this with you. So, what I did while I was off camera or on camera, I backed the one photo where my husband is photobombing this photo sequence with another pattern paper. It is a really dark red burgundy almost. And then I'm going to use some foam, because this is the one that's just, yeah, my son wasn't a very happy camper that day. We went for a walk. My sister was here. We were showing her the beauty of the Bay Area, and yeah, something just was off with my son. He didn't really enjoy himself. He didn't want to walk that far. He didn't want to do this. He just, he's a teenager. And today, or right now he hates me, and yeah, in 2 seconds he loves me. And that was what this just I loved those photos because he wasn't a very happy camper. And then my husband photobombing this made it even worse. So I don't know how I thought of the title, but it worked perfectly here. And I don't think I had any journaling here because I don't need any journaling. That's our life right now with this teenage boy. It's I love you and I hate you, or I hate you and I love you situation every day. Sometimes we love each other a bit more. Sometimes the hate, and he's not hating me. He just hates me being a mom and being responsible and having him do things he doesn't really want to do. So it's not a hard hate, but it just worked so well and expresses this life so well, so that I went with the title. And here, since I backed the other stars, I decided I was going to do the same thing for the other star cluster on the cut file. And I just backed, no, not backed, I just stamped the stamps that I talked to you about before, right, yeah, right behind my photos where the star clusters are. And I think it gives this layout just so much more. And yeah, I don't really know what to tell you about this layout because it came together so easily. I am not embellishing a lot. You know that I don't know. Sometimes I love embellishing, but I don't want to be forced into one corner. Like, oh yeah, Simone is the person who loves to stick all the embellishments down. I'm not that way. I really love starting from the layout, as you can see, and here nothing else was necessary to make this pretty. And I didn't have anything pulled out either, because what should I have pulled? Is there a teenager line? Oh yeah, there is a new line by Pink Fresh Studio now, right? That says a case of the blast. Maybe the embellishments in that collection would have worked with this layout. But then it isn't about the blast. It's also about the good times that we always have together. Yeah. Ramble, ramble, ramble. I am sticking down the title in the beginning, just for a few seconds, and maybe you saw me think about that. I was thinking about adding the beginning, the I hate you, in a straight line on top of the photos, and the and I love you at the bottom, and then it wouldn't really have worked. The and I love you wouldn't have stood out enough at the bottom, but it worked really well having this down here and going with the curvature of the cut file, that I decided I was going to add the I hate you in a similar way to the top of the cut file there. Now I'm stamping the date and I'm just adding it right into this cluster there. I didn't want to make a new, didn't want to stress it. It's not necessary. I took the pictures in December of 2017, but this is like an ongoing feeling here. Here are some close-ups. I really, really love how this layout turned out. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I wanted to take the chance to tell you that I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for all of your lovely comments. I love reading them. I love answering them. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye!